Hello, everyone. I'm Frankenberry, and welcome back to the Con Edison Scholastic Athlete of the Week here on GameDay One, where local student athletes are recognized on a weekly basis for excellence in their respective sports, but also in the classroom and in their contributions to their school and community. And this week, welcome our latest winner, senior three-sport star, currently in the football season at Rye High School, Carson Miller. Hi, Carson. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for
I
having
am.
me.
Oh, hey, man, that thanks is all yours, man. I'm looking at your nomination letter and I'm looking at this resume of yours. So this is well deserved. And also with us is Coach Dino Gar. Hi, Coach.
How are you, Steve? Good
I am.
job.
Thank you very much. That makes it a little bit easier moving forward, by the way. And so the team finished 8-0, number one seed in the playoffs, and you're heading into the playoffs. This weekend, as a matter of fact. So first things first, you had a fantastic season. We'll talk about your equally fantastic stats here in a sec. But how do you feel there, Carson? You and the team heading into this first round.
8-0 was awesome. We're really happy with how we played in the regular season, but the playoffs is super important, and that's really where our focus is at. We're excited for Friday to hopefully scratch off our first win for the season or for the postseason.
Okay, so and I'm looking. I mentioned here that you all finished 8-0, and I'm looking back a number of years to how you all finished, which included a national champion or a state championship, excuse me. And holy cow, this is kind of par for the course for you guys, right? This whole 8-0 impressive record thing. So how does that feel, knowing it's your senior year and you were able to finish out 8-0? You were able to basically hold the banner of Rye High School.
It was a lot of fun. Couldn't do it without all the guys. We have a great team camaraderie. So it's great, and the people before us set the standard for what the Rye program should do during the regular season. So we're happy to uphold it.
And you've been, let's just say, dominant this year because you've outscored your opponents by over 200 points. We're talking like 345 to 140. You've only had a couple of games where you scored less than 42 points, and you've only had one close game with your 8-0, which, by the way, was against Somers, who I've discovered as I read back here seems to be something of a quite a rivalry for you folks these days. So how was it, by the way, to beat that Somers team early in the season?
It was nice. You could say a little bit of revenge for last year, but it really didn't mean anything. It was kind of just like an early matchup. We most likely will see them later this year, and we have our eyes for every game set on for the postseason, but a lot on that one for sure.
Okay, yes, and I would imagine that you probably will see them in the postseason here. But speaking of your season, 86 for 115, 1,900 yards passing, 24 touchdowns, and then just short of 50 rushes for an extra 450 yards, and that is quite a year. And so we've talked about how you're feeling heading into this playoff season here, but also, I mean, just your resume there, football-wise, is just you've been all state, Super 11 for this season. You've been a state champion, offensive quarterback of the year, but it's not just football either. It's also basketball. Last couple of years, you're captain. Also, lacrosse, you've been all league. You were all league in basketball, all section captain there as well. So I see you're the captain of three different teams. So being the captain, obviously that can come with a little bit of pressure. Do you ever feel any pressure in the captainships that you know of these three teams?
I wouldn't necessarily say pressure, but you definitely have a leadership role you have to fulfill, and when things go well, it gets put on you, but also when there's failures, it gets put on you too. So you have kind of a chip on your shoulder to lead the guys and make sure everyone's ready to go to win some games.
Now, I would imagine being the captain, there's a lot of stuff across the board that you do the same. But is there anything specifically for these specific sports that may change the way you approach your captainship? I know, say, for instance, the youth of the team might come into play.
I would say the general leadership roles that I take on are pretty similar across all three sports. I lead with compassion and just trying to get the guys rally behind you and have fun, but also set the standard that it's really only fun if we're winning. So I think that's a big principle that
Yep.
I hold across all three sports.
Okay, and speaking of the younger players, and on this football team right now, are any of these players? Have you seen some like marked improvement in some of them that you're particularly proud of being their captain?
Oh yeah, a lot of the young guys stepped up, for sure. Big roles. I mean, we have a lot of guys starting juniors, and sophomores are showing up. I mean, we had a couple guys come up from the JV team to help us out, and they've just been tremendous all year to help us prepare for games, and sometimes even getting in and making a big impact. So that's always key. And when they do show up and play well, they have to get their praise because it's really important for the future.
Oh yeah, and obviously that future, as a bad song from the '80s might have said, is so bright you got to wear shades, because you're talking juniors and sophomores here, so they can keep the legacy going when it comes to Rye being such a winning high school here when it comes to football. So I also see, and big time congratulations here, my friend, Harvard, nicely
Thank you.
done. That's great. So you're committed to Harvard now. Are you committed in lacrosse or football?
Lacrosse.
Okay, now I did talk to Coach before we started the interview here, and a couple of your football teammates are actually going to be going to Harvard as well, which has got to be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Knowing that you're going to be there and you've already got some best buds. But now, do you consider football at all, or is it just lacrosse then in your mind at the moment when it comes to Harvard?
Right now, it's just lacrosse.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Now, Coach, talk to me here about Carson. What's it been like to coach Carson? Now, I know a couple of years ago when you all won the state championship, you were what, Carson, the starting quarterback, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, and you've moved.
State championship with his brother.
Yeah, then
He was on the team.
Yep, and you moved into the quarterback role here. So, Coach, talk to me about Carson.
Well, Carson's outstanding. He's one of our best athletes, and obviously a scholar athlete. He's done. His family is outstanding. I've had the pleasure of coaching his father, who was a quarterback at Rye way back. I can't give you the year, but and then his brother AJ, who was a couple of years older, took us to the state championship, and Carson was a part of that team as a backup quarterback, but also as a starting secondary player, defensive back. And so now in the last 2 years, he's taken over and running the show, and he's done a great job. He's made some great choices, and he's athletic. I think the biggest positive that we get from his personal ability to lead the team as a leader, as a captain, but he also on the field he shows his ability to scramble and extend the play and make plays when things start to go south. He starts make it better for us. So that's one of his biggest qualities.
Yeah, and I see that too. When it comes to the stats, besides obviously the passing numbers of 1,900 yards, also the almost 500 yards rushing. So obviously, yes, you are making some stuff happen with your legs as well and the scrambling ability. So that's fantastic. And well, again, you're sitting at 8-0 heading into the playoffs. So I'm Frankenberry, and you've got the Con Edison Scholastic Athlete of the Week on GameDay One here, and I'm speaking with senior three-sport star at Rye High School, Carson Miller. So Carson, with this award also comes the academic side of things, and Coach had just mentioned you being an outstanding scholar athlete as well, well, you seem to be holding your own there with a 97 plus average. And dude, how many more AP courses can you take? I mean, I'm looking at the what is there, like 300 AP courses here? Literally, this list is like a dozen long. So I mean, I'm sure you're not taking them all at the same time, but that's quite a course load, and I probably should have brought a pillow when I read this information for the nap I needed. But so academically, what is it that really strikes your fancy of all the classes that you take? What is it that you look forward to the most?
Well, I'll say I'm taking AP Digital Art right now, and that's kind of a elective. So it's not like something I have to take or it's core curriculum. So I do enjoy that, digital media. I think it's really cool taking that every single year of high school. AP Latin, I love my teacher, and I love the course. I think it's awesome. I'm also taking Gov and AP Macronomics this year. Macro, super cool, good teacher, good curriculum, and same thing with Gov. Just we're doing Rock the House, so we're like kind of impersonating the Senate and the House. So that's a lot of fun, and Mr. Freeman's a great teacher, so it's all awesome.
That's great. And then you just you answered what I normally ask as a follow-up question there is, what class is it that surprised you that you've enjoyed more than you thought you may have? And you've already answered that there. So now what are you thinking about when it comes to Harvard?
I'm probably going to major in economics. Um, kind of, I know probably 50% of the athletes do that, and especially taking macroeconomics this year, I found it all very interesting and also important for my future. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do.
Yeah, that definitely is important for the future. And I see a National Honor Society, also a Building Bridges volunteer for students with disabilities. Now that has to be pretty rewarding, especially when you see those smiles break out.
Yeah, it's awesome to work with them and give them opportunities that I've been blessed with, and kind of have all the students behind them and celebrating them for their achievements. So that's really, really nice.
It is, and it certainly is a little bit of a reality check there too, and good for you for helping them out because I'm sure for them at the same time, wow, holy cow, we've got Carson with us here. That's way too cool. Now, also I see student ambassador. Now, what is it exactly that you are? Is that like an in general thing or anything specific?
So it's really meant for the freshmen. So it's more of a start of the school year thing. But when freshmen are making the transition from middle school to high school, they have a bunch of juniors and seniors kind of help acclimate them to the environment, any questions they have. So we'll do stuff about once a month for any questions they have, gatherings just to help them.
Okay.
Just how better settled in.
Okay, and I see also, and this will help you for when it comes to the economic side of things that you're a member of the investment club, and you're also a founder of a youth sports clinic, and you do a bunch of youth coaching. Again, another thing that's got to be pretty rewarding.
Sorry, you cut out.
It's okay. I see also that you are a founder of a youth sports clinic, and you do a bunch of youth coaching. That's also got to be pretty rewarding.
Yeah, I don't have to say that's it's kind of my favorite part. I work with a bunch of probably 25 to 30 different kids in elementary school through all three sports, and I get to coach them. And it's awesome because they come to the games, they support me, and I work with them on the weekends in any sport they want. And it's just fun to be able to be there with the youth. And I know in 10 years when they're on the big stage, they'll probably do the same thing. So it's a nice little cycle.
Yeah, exactly. And give yourself kudos for the fact that you're able to get the attention of all 25 of them at the same time. I mean that's an accomplishment right there.
I would say all 25 at the same time. I'll get lucky if I get
Okay, all right. So at least half of them. Still, that's a heck of an accomplishment. So now you're juggling a lot, obviously. And do you have any tricks? What is it that you do? I mean, you've got a ton of stuff here going on. You've got Harvard on the mind. You've also got still some sports left to play. The playoffs coming up. Anything in particular that you do maybe to take a little bit of a breather, just to kind of reset?
I mean, I enjoy my alone time as much as social as I am. So, I mean, I guess just at night, just being by myself and going to bed early. I mean, I don't stay up too late.
Okay. Hey, look, you know what? That's another thing that comes around full circle because, as you get older, like this old dude here, you find yourself going to bed early as well. And that's only just because you're exhausted from like a regular day, and not doing what like Carson does. So, so Coach, before we close up shop here, talk to me a little bit more about Carson and the playoffs coming up.
Well, it's the key. I mean, Carson's obviously with the other captains. We have four captains. Carson's one of those key leaders for us. He knows the offense as well as I do, if not better. And so what we try to do is make sure that everything runs smoothly. We want to make sure that things are run efficiently. And we talk about this all the time. Good ball management. Make sure we don't give the ball away. Make sure that we prepare and look at an opponent that. We have a little saying that I think is very true that, your opponent's better than you until you beat them. Then you're better. But until that time, so the respect has got to be there. We have a tough opponent against Brewster. They're going to come out and play hard. just because they're number 4 seed doesn't mean they didn't play a tough schedule. So we know it's
Right.
going to be a tough game, and the playoffs are going to be tough. So with Carson and the other captains and the team, I think the team has really come together very well under their leaderships. So I'm looking forward to the challenge.
All right. Well, good luck to you and the team, and good luck, obviously, Carson, as well, when it comes to the rest of this football season, what you still have to come in your senior year. And then, of course, on to Harvard. Again, congratulations on that. So, for Rye High School's Carson Miller, I'm Frankenberry, and this has been the Con Edison Scholastic Athlete of the Week. And we'll be back next week right here on Game Day One.